Welcome back to the workshop. Progress is being done on puzzle box 6. The sphere, it is taking shape and it is locked. There's more that has to be done, so stay tuned for that. This episode, I'm going to talk about my Spokeshave collection. Not sure if I've shown these before, maybe here and there. You may remember the specialty plane case, this thing that I built, sort of a suitcase-like looking thing. It's made of plywood. There's a video if you ever care to look at it. Here are most of my Spokeshaves. I have another one on the wall. I'll go over each one of them, but this one and this one are antiques. The other ones I got other places, so we'll go into that next. This first one is a Stanley standard Spokeshave. So I've got a housing piece that attaches to it with a slotted screw for the knob, and then just a standard blade that is sort of adjusted with these two knobs. I bought this at, say, a Woodcraft or something like that. This is using this piece of scrap wood that I was going to use for puzzle box 6, but I've since bought some new wood that I think I'll use instead. And this is just a, normally you're going to use this for like maybe making some cylindrical pieces or something like that. I don't use it very often, but when I need it, I need it. You get the idea. That's just a standard Spokeshave. This one is an older standard Spokeshave. It's one of those antique styles. It probably dates to the late 19th century. Does have a H, let's see, SOWL maybe E. So initials down here. This belonged to most recently to Alfred Gagnon. If you had seen my video on the Gagnon machinist chest, this belonged to the same guy. And so it was given to me by his grandson. And I tried it because of its, I mean, it is an antique, but I don't use it for rough stuff. I usually use it for fine trimming. If I need some sort of fine work, I'll use it for that. And this is, so you're not bringing up a lot of stuff. It's really sort of like a smoother plane, but for a Spokeshave. Yeah, you get the idea. It's thinner pieces, and not as much being taken off. So that's this one right here. Does have some stuff stamped on the back, but boy, that might say Omega. I don't know. It's hard to read at this age. This next one is a Kuntz half round or concave Spokeshave. So it's got a half round blade. Bought this at Woodcraft, and it's, you know, usually used if you're working on spindles or something like that, something that's already cylindrical. It really is not necessary for something like this, and you can use it, but I guess there's nothing wrong with using it. This is a little sharper because I haven't used it that much for the same reason that I already said. I bought this a couple years ago when I was working on the Parthenon project. If you had seen the Parthenon puzzle cabinet or the build of that, I used this when I was forming the columns on the front and along the side and back of the building. I used this to make that. So I'd start with a block of wood, work that down, and then getting it round, I used this for that. So this was the specific use for having that. Something similar is this one, which I got from an antique store in Virginia. Same idea. So you've got your standard flat here, and you've got a concave here. I already had this when I started that Parthenon project and tried to use it, but it just wasn't working for me. And so I bought this one because, you know, with every project, you would then inevitably have to buy a tool. So that this is not the only tool I bought for the Parthenon, but I think it's the main one. Let's see if we can get, yeah, it works a little bit. I had sharpened it up to get it to work on that project, but this is more of that idea that you've got two spoke shaves in one handle. So it's more of a versatile thing, more of, you know, it's like a pocket knife, a Swiss Army knife or something. It gives you the ability to use either one depending on the project that you're working on. I spent more time sharpening this because I wanted it for the Parthenon project, which is why it's working compared to this one. You know, I already had some, so I didn't need it. So this one, I'm going to assume is a Kunz because it's green, but it could be made by another company. There's really no distinguishing marks on this, either on the blades or on the handle. So who knows? If you have any ideas, let me know in the comments. There's another older one that I bought. Got this from Klingspor in Cary, North Carolina. They have an antique section, and I bought it from there. I just assumed it was an antique. I don't know that it actually was. And in fact, when I bought this, it may have been when Klingspor was located in Raleigh. But I don't know. Doesn't matter. This is a lot more crude. And it's, yeah, the blade does not want to always stay in place. What happens when you buy something old? Sometimes they work and sometimes they don't, but you get the idea. I don't grab or use this one very much at all. And then this one, this is kind of like a corner one, also made by Kunz, also bought at that Klingspor and Cary in the antique section, but I don't think it's an antique. I think it's probably from the 50s, 60s, 70s, maybe even 80s. Well, it looks a little older than that. The idea is you use it on a corner. So now, I've not really used this ever. I was going to use it for Puzzle Box 5. The idea is you can change the corners. You can get them a little closer to each other. You know, you can adjust them. And so that's nice. I was going to use them on the edges of Puzzle Box 5, which is the clock. And then, you know, that project took so darn long that I just wanted to get it done. And so I never did that part. So, but you get the idea. It's a nice way of maintaining your corner, but also giving a little, oh, it's not so much a chamfer, but or a bevel. Of course, this piece is not probably big enough for, this has got a long, like, wingspan. And so if the blade was a little sharper and I knew what I was doing, this probably would be quite a thing to use. But it's one of those things. I bought it because it was a good price and figured I would, you know, figure out how to use it at some point down the line. But here's the piece. It has smoothed down both sides. So, you know, it works in that way. So really, I only have about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spoke shaves. And really, I have room to grow and get some more. But, you know, for now, that's my spoke shave collection. Thanks for watching.